Alright, so this says I'm live. Let me check to make sure. Um, uh, yes, I am live. And I gotta delete that one other event. Dang, I thought that I did, but apparently not. So, give me 1 second. Mm, So, how is everybody doing? Let me know in the chat. Um, let's see. Content. Okay, there we go. All right. So, how is everybody doing? Um, all right. Um, so for I've been gone last week. I know. Did I kept on being called into work a lot last week. So yeah, I'm having some hopes for this week. They hadn't called me in so far um the past couple days, so that's good. Um so um we will wait for a little bit for other people to join. Um and then let's see. And if nobody joins in the live stream, then we will just get started. So yeah. Um, Let me make this full screen. There we go. Okay. And and I ask you guys to bring up some points that you want, bring up some questions, some things that you want to bring to this discussion. So if you have any questions or points that you want to bring up in the discussion, please let me know in the chat. I was not prepared, I guess. I mean, I do know what to say, but like, I don't know where to start. So, yeah. Um, but yeah, if you guys have any questions or points that you want to bring up in the discussion, please let me know in the chat. But today for this live stream, it's gonna be different because we're not gonna do writing sprints. And we're also not gonna do a singing live stream. We're also gonna be sitting down and talking about Quiet on Set, mainly because I want to get this out of my chest and vent about it. And I don't have the people to vent about it with. So, um, yeah. And I need to be done in an hour because I need to get ready for work. Because I have work at 3. Um, so yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. So, a lot of you guys know what Quiet on Set is, right? But if you don't know what it is, it's basically this documentary where a bunch of, or actually a few of the original Nickelodeon stars and, well, where a few of the original Nickelodeon child stars and uh, Nickelodeon writers get together and they basically talk about like their experiences working in Nickelodeon and specifically their experiences working with Dan Schneider. Now, Dan Schneider, for those of you who don't know, he's this big producer for Nickelodeon. He's insanely successful for the shows that he's produced, like iCarly, Victorious, Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show, all that. Um, and he is known to be a very powerful producer, and um, he let's see, I don't know much. Well, he started as an actor, and then when he got called into Nickelodeon, he started working on these shows. Um, but basically, he's yeah. So like I said, he's known to be a powerful producer, and um, and like lots of people. Okay, so lots of people chose not to watch this documentary because they already know how much of a creep Dan Schneider is. So, um, and so it's fine that you guys don't choose to watch the documentary, but if you do, I want to hear your thoughts on it. So, yeah. Um, so I don't know what to talk about. Um, I guess like at first, like Dan Schneider, like he is pretty great with his workers, but then he gets to the point where he wants power and like he uh forces people that they're forces people to do some things that they're not comfortable with, and especially with child actors and young girls. So um so let's talk about those things. So first of all, the massages. he asks like like women like the writers, the actresses, like they ask women he asked women to give him a neck massage. Like what? Like why would anyone want to give him a massage? Like what? Like that was like if I was in that position, like if I were to be working with Dan Schneider and like massaging his neck, like I would be very uncomfortable and then I would be like, no. Even if it means I'm risking my job. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather risk my job than to do things that I'm not comfortable with. Like, you know what I mean? Um, and it's not just like the women, it's also the kids. Like oh my gosh, the on-air dares, like oh my gosh. And there's a child actor where he basically dared this child to like he he basically covered this child in peanut butter and he was forced to lay on the ground and have the dogs like lick the butter off, peanut butter off. Like hell no. Okay, huge disclaimer. I'm LDS, guys, and I don't really curse, but when it comes to stuff like this, I will curse. I'm sorry. Grandpa, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But like, heck no! Like, that was disgusting! Like, why would anyone want to see dogs licking peanut butter off of a child? Like, that's disgusting! Ugh! And like, also, like, these kids were like forced to put a scorpion in their mouth, uh, to sit in a tub full of worms. Like, that's disgusting. Like, ugh! Like, what is Dan Schneider doing to these kids? Like, that is so freaking disgusting. Like, if it was me, I would have been all like, okay, stop, I'm done. Like, that, like, yeah, no, that just, yeah. Um, okay, and then the feet, right? So Dan Schneider is also known for his obsession with feet. Now, at first, I don't understand it because like what is so bad about feet? Like, you know what I mean? What is so bad about feet? But the thing is, he he's obsessed with feet that he wanted to show the girls' feet. And like he's sexualizing these girls. Like yeah, he's done this with lots of girls like Victoria Justice with uh with iCarly and with Miranda Cosgrove, with um Janet McCurdy. Who else? Oh, Ariana Grande especially. And like she was and like Dan Schneider like forced Ariana Grande to shove her feet in her mouth on television. Like, what the heck? Not only that, but uh he also forced her to pour some water on her neck when she's upside down on the bed. Like, what the freaking heck? Like, mm, like, no, no, that's so inappropriate. And then the potato, like when he forces her to squeeze the juice out of the potato, like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, oh my gosh. What these kids went through is just sad. Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't have the words to it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Um, milkshake break, you guys. I'm sorry. um, but like, you know what I mean? Like, this kind of stuff is just really upsetting. Uh, is there? Oh, there's this one instance where Dan Schneider forces, where he pressures Jeanette McCurdy to drink alcohol when she's underage. She was so uncomfortable with this, but then Dan Schneider was like, the Victoria cast, the Victorious cast did it all the time. Like, you have nothing to worry about. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Forcing a child to drink underage? Like, mm, like, bruh. Mm. Like, if that was me, I would have said no anyways. And, you know, and if he still pressures me to do it, I'm just gonna leave. Then I would just leave because, like, I don't want to be in that environment. Nobody wants to be in that environment where Dan Schneider is making you do things that you're really uncomfortable with. And like I said, even if you're risking a job, would you rather risk your job than to do things that is really not okay? Like, you know what I mean? Okay. Um, I want to move on to the next topic, but I don't know where to begin. Pedophiles. Pedophiles on set. So, so yeah, from what you've seen if you've seen the documentary, you'd probably see that there are a couple pedophiles um working on set in Nickelodeon. So let me just look it up. So, uh, there were three of them, but I cannot find them. But the two that we know of, right? So let's start with Jason Handy. So Jason Handy. I'm trying to find it. So Jason Handy. So basically, uh, so he started. So he started talking to this little girl named Brandy, and uh, and they exchange emails, and uh, and you would think, oh, they're emailing each other, so it must have been like an innocent type thing. And her mom was thinking the same way. Oh, it's innocent, whatever. They've been emailing each other for a while, and a couple months later, he. I'm not. Okay, I gotta be careful because even though I'm a pretty small YouTuber, anything that I say on this channel when I get to 1,000 subscribers will get me demonetized. Now, like I said, it does not like I'm a small YouTuber. Like I can't get demonetized, but when I get to 1,000 subscribers, anything that I say here will will get me demonetized. But Jason sent her a certain image of him, uh, of him M-wording, and he sent that to let her know that he was thinking of her. Then the moment that she saw this image, she, like Brandy, like shuts the computer down and violently like storms out, shuts the door, and then her mom goes like, Brandy, what's wrong? She starts crying and tells her mom all about it. Like, eh, okay, that one makes me pretty upset, but like, also, it's mostly about the mom, the parents, right? So the moment that her mom heard about this, she was debating whether or not she should call the police because, you know, like she didn't want to seem like a bad parent letting this happen. And then like I guess like she decided that to not call the police and decides to pull her from the show instead. Like, Uh, like, okay, no, you're pretty much already a bad parent letting this happen and letting a grown man email your child and enabling this to happen, and especially like to enabling him to send your daughter like an image like that. Like, and also you're not a bad parent if you just did something about it. Like, it's like, don't worry about your reputation. Worry about protecting your daughter. Like, if it were me, like, I would have called the police. And, you know, and even if it means my reputation will be ruined, I don't, like, that's not what I need to worry about. Like, I would worry about my child. Like, you know what I mean? Um, and and then and then there's this young girl who's 9 years old, and they were playing, and they were in her living room, and they were in her bedroom playing video games, like unsupervised. Like, I would not trust any of my kids with a grown adult, and especially when like they're in their bedroom and like without supervision and playing video games and all of that. Like like and where's the mom? Where are the parents for this situation? Like, if I'm sure if one of my kids like has like an adult over and like they they decided to go into my kid's bedroom, I would be all like, no. Okay, I'm not a parent, but like I'm just saying like if it were me. But like, you know, if that were to happen to my child, then I would be all like, no, no. You know what? You guys can play video games in the living room, and I will be in the kitchen and I will make you guys some snacks. You know, I will be in the room with you guys. Because like I and but like the next thing that happens is that he essayed this girl, a 9 year old. Like, that is freaking disgusting. And like I said, where are the parents that when this happened? Like, that was disgusting. Like, yeah. Uh, and so then he was arrested, and the investigator investigation people found some Ziploc bags with each kid's names on there, with their personal things in there. Like, that was that was so crazy, and that was like really disgusting. Like, oh my gosh. Oh my freaking gosh. Okay, another milkshake break, but yeah, no. Ugh. Like, yeah. So, yeah. And then there's another pedophile, Brian Peck. Now, Brian Peck, everybody trusted, everybody on all that trusted Brian, and they're really close to him. And, um, let's see. And he was known to, and he's the dialect coach, um, for Nickelodeon. And, you know, and he's also an actor. He played Pickle Boy in this one. Now, let's talk about Pickle Boy first. Like the pickles. Again, at first I don't understand it because it was like, what is it about the pickle humor that is so bad? But, like, now I understand. Like, it was a symbolism of, like, this really dirty thing that men have. I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say the actual name of it because, like I said, anything that I say when I get to 1,000 subscribers will get me demonetized. Like, yes, I know I don't need to worry about demonetization, but when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I I need to. So, yeah. But like, yeah. And like I was like, okay, then why is that in the show? And then the show talks about how like it was just to pull a fast one, whatever it is, whatever that means. So, yeah. Um so yeah. Anyways, back to Brian Peck. Everybody trusts him, and you know, everybody on all that trusts him and have a close relationship with him. And that is until he invited everybody over to his house. And when they were in this one room, uh, a child saw this painting of a clown, and he asked Brian like what it is, and he excitedly like shows him the painting and turns the painting around and shows him the note. And it was like, I hope you enjoy this painting. Best wishes. Best wishes, John Wayne Gacy. I just got a text from my boyfriend. But yeah, John Wayne Gacy. So, for those of you who don't know who John Wayne Gacy is, maybe a lot of you do, but um yeah, as many of you know, John Wayne Gacy, he's an S offender, and um he's also a serial killer. And uh but like, just the fact that Brian Peck was like pen pals with John Wayne Gacy, like that's like, that's kind of a red flag. And so this kid this kid invited everybody to come in to this room. And Brian, like, again, Brian excitedly shows this painting and shows the note, and everybody sees that he's pen pals with John Wayne Gacy, and like everybody knows that this is a red flag situation, and that uh, the kids are not safe. So, like, if that was me in that situation, like if I were the parent, um, like I would like in hearing this, I would have and seeing this, like I would have taken everybody out of the house and rushed every child to the car and called the cops because anybody who is pen pals with a predator is not safe. Like that was crazy. Like he is pen pals with John Wayne Gacy, a serial killer. Like yeah, and he has all these letters from him, and it was just ugh, like okay, everybody out, go to the car. We'll call the cops. We'll get this guy in prison because oh my gosh, that was just like yeah. And this is the guy that the kids from all that trusted. And now they don't trust him because now they know that he is pen pals with uh John Wayne Gacy. Like that is crazy. Um so yeah, and then a few months later, I think it was August in 2003, he got arrested for essaying a child. And he and Dan Schneider, after a table read, he asks the parents to leave the room um, while he makes this announcement. And he told everybody that Brian Beck, Brian Peck got arrested, um, and he was charged for, again, essaying this child, and this child named John Doe. And everybody does not know who John Doe is. Everybody, nobody has no idea who it is and what happened and when it happened, where it happened. But the thing that got to me in that episode was when, at the end, one of, like, Virgin Fabian, I think, he was the director for all that. Um, he was like, this does not have anything to do with the shows, is it? And then he was like, and then the producers are like, it was one of the child actors on one of our shows. Yes. And his face, he was left shocked. Like, I wouldn't blame him. If it was me, if I was the director of a show and somebody shared this information with me, and somebody shared that it was one of the child actors on one of my shows, I would be shocked. How come nobody told me about this? But the thing is, nobody knows who it is. Like like I said, nobody knows who John Doe is. Um, until it was revealed in that episode that the John Doe victim of Brian Peck's abuse is Drake Bell from Drake and Josh. Okay, I gotta have a milkshake uh break before getting into this. Now, what happened to Drake Bell? It was really unfortunate. Like, it was so sad. And like, I just heard this song I kind of relate, and it was just really sad. Like, I will look up this song. But like, it was so sad of what happened to him because like everybody loved because like I'm sure lots of people loved Drake and his show Drake and Josh, and like you'd think that these kids like they had a great time doing these shows, but then you don't you have no idea like what happened like behind the scenes. And like what he had faced the all these years is trauma from the constant like abuse from Brian Peck. Like it was ugh. And like after Drake and Josh, like his life pretty much went downhill. And like it was in one of the lyrics of I kind of relate. It says, I kind of relate the wrong decisions I have made. I wanted to stay, but I couldn't last another day. My golden days, they seem so far away, so I'm running away. Like, my golden days, they seem so far away, so I'm running away. Like, it was so sad. And, like, he, like, after the situation, like, he didn't see, like, and like I said, after Drake and Josh, like his life pretty much went downhill and he was so distraught like there's no light at the end of the tunnel for me. Like like nothing is ever going to get better in my life. All these decisions that I made and like everybody like people like really hated him because of um what crime he was charged for, but like it kind of but like looking at his life now, like you'd understand like this is really sad and it was really unfortunate. And like imagine being in Drake's situation and like you've faced all this abuse and then after being on television after all these years like you're still facing all this trauma and you start making some bad decisions and you're just thinking there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like nothing is ever gonna get better. Um, like he doesn't see, but like he was like, there is no hope for me. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like it was just so sad. Um, I kind of relate. I lost my path so long ago in 2008. I found love in Mexico because no one wants to hear me in the States, so I'm running away. But like basically throughout this whole song, like it was just about him like trying to get away with everything, and it was just really, really sad. Like, ugh, like I was so distraught when I first saw what happened to him, and it was just really unfortunate. And like looking at his life, it was just really sad. And the fact that at the end of like I think it was episode 4 when um Drake's dad, like they were walking out of the room, and like walking out of the studio, and like hugging each other, and he was like, and Josh Josh's dad like told him like it's gonna get better, like there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Like that was so great. Like I think Drake's dad is like the best dad. Like he's seen um he's seen some signs that Brian Peck is like not the greatest person to work with, and like he's seen things that Drake doesn't hasn't seen before, and like he went with his gut, and like oh that's what that's what being a father and being a parent is really about. It's following your instinct and knowing whether or not like this is like a good or bad situation. But like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, the last thing that I want to um discuss before I leave off, because I need to get ready for work, is Dan Schneider's apology. Now, in the last episode of Quiet on Set, it was like the interview episode. Um, and um, when they showed the all that cast um the video of Dan Schneider apologizing, like they were like like because like and like I've seen the video, a little bit of the video, and I was like uh like, and like Brian Hearns, like he said something of how like you know what even is a sincere apology for, like what, like if you're really sorry, then if you're really sorry that all of this has happened, then he would have apologized years ago. And honestly, I agree. Like this does not seem sincere at all. Like like listening to every word, it was just like it just seems like he was acting, and he used to be an actor. He was an actor, and like he was like trying to say things that everybody wants to hear, but like it was just like not really sincere. It was more like he was acting, and it was just like, yeah. Um, but yeah. And like the fact, and it was really sad. And like the fact that Nickelodeon has put these kids through these things, it was like really sad. And kids, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like kids are supposed to trust adults. And like there are lots of sneaky people out there, and it was just like really sad that there are sneaky adults that break these kids' trust. Like, uh, and like what these kids went through, it was just so sad. And like that, and Nickelodeon, like that's what ruined Brian Hearn's relationship with his mom, because like he was angry for all these years. He was angry all these years for, you know, um, being the mom that she is and complaining about um the things that she's not comfortable with, and like for being the reason why he was being kicked out of the show. And like that really um like after all that has happened, did you guys hear or see me? Because the internet went out a little bit and then it got back. So yeah. But like you know what I mean? Like they decided that it was time to uh, share like what ruined their relationship. And it was just really sweet. Like, yeah. Okay. It is time for me to leave. So I will wrap this up here. I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant, um, my venting session on Quiet on Set. I need to get this out of my system, so I'm so glad that I did. And I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, because it helps me and it helps my channel a lot. And let me know in the comments if there are some things that I missed. And if you guys have any further questions. I still don't know a lot, but yeah. And make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my videos. I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing rest of your day. I hope everybody stay happy, stay safe, and stay cool. And I am off to